Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to the RPO Show, episode 2. I'm Hunter McNeeley. I'm here with Dylan Fadden, Connor Sheehan, and Ryan Dobbs. Today we got a packed show for you. We got headlines, Armchair GM, betting, one-on-one, crazy stat, all that kind of stuff. So last week we discussed Aaron Rodgers, where Julio Jones is going to be going, and we picked our favorites to win the division. So Dylan, if you want to get us started with the headlines, go ahead.
Right. So I just want to say this first and foremost. We decided as a group to not talk about Aaron Rodgers because, well, he's just been talked about way too much this offseason. So we're going to dive into some of the other people that didn't show up to minicamp. And basically it was the notable ones were Stephon Gilmore, Jamal Adams, and Xavier Howard. So Dobbs, we're going to go over to you for this one. Do you think Jamal Adams will get his contract resolved by week 1?
All right, well, I'll say this. They have to get it resolved or else they're like, it seriously is a fat joke at this point. I mean, like you trade 2 first rounders for the guy. I mean, the problem with the situation though, is the safety market's not very strong right now. He's going to want a lot of money he's going to want a lot of money as extension. And like, it's not just like, depending on who you ask, is he even the best safety in the NFL? He's a great, I love Jamal Adams, but like for the money he's going to want, is like, the Seahawks are in a bind. They're going to have to pay him. They're going to probably end up overpaying him based off value of the safety market. So all in all, this is exactly what happens when you trade 2 first-round picks, though, for like a player that's not like the best player in the entire league. Or, whatever. In my opinion, though, it looks bad now either way because it's like, how do you even not have it resolved by this point when you were willing to give away 2 first-round picks for him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of times in like any sport we see a team trade for a player, it's like as soon as they get there, they'll already give the guy a contract extension just to like keep him with the team for a long period of time.
All right, I have a quick solution for this.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
This is what you do. You move Jamal Adams to where KJ Wright was playing because he's already damn near a linebacker, and then sign Malik Hooker.
That would be sick. I would like to see that.
That would be interesting. The question is though, like if Jamal Adams would be willing to do that, because then it's like I don't know.
What money is better money, safety or linebacker?
Well, I guess it kind of depends if you're playing this like a pass rushing linebacker or like if you're like an off ball backer. But like that's the thing is like he'd be off ball at like Seattle. So I don't know, like because I know that his safety, he'd be like this. This is where like I feel like this is where he'd have an issue with it. He'd be like, I'm the best, like, or it's one of the best, or the like second or third best safety. But it's like, well, if you move me to like inside backer, I'm still a damn good one. But it's like then he's not like where he was, where he can say confidently like I'm one of the best in my position, so I deserve like X amount of dollars for like playing this position. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true because a lot of the contract talks too, it just like basically goes based off of where they rank at that position. So it would kind of be like an unknown, I guess, for that. But he doesn't really play a whole lot of safety, right? Like he's blitzing a ton, like he's just coming downfield hard. So it's more of a linebacker.
He's just a box. He's like definitely the best box, and then that's not all he is, but he's definitely the best box safety in the league at this point. Like if you play a lot in the box, like like he definitely is damn good at his job. But if I didn't trade 2 first round picks for him, would I necessarily pay like 19, 18, 17 mil a season for him? Like,
right.
We'll see. Like, we'll just see. We'll see how this whole thing ends up playing out. And that's no disrespect to him. That is just a respect to how tight the cap is nowadays with like how you got to pay your star players. And like, so it's a tough road to navigate for sure.
All right. So Connor, we're going to move over to you with Xavier Howard. And this is kind of an interesting situation because he did sign a contract extension a couple years ago now, but as you guys know, he's been balling out and he kind of thinks that he deserves more money. So Connor, how do you see this situation going? Do you think Dolphins are going to extend him more, or is he just going to have to hold out?
The way that I look at this is that they already showed him a lot of love by making him the highest paid corner at the time when he signed his extension. And yes, he's still playing well. And right now he's the 6th highest paid cornerback for this year. So I really don't get the holdout. Like, it's not like he's making a lot less money than he should be. Like, if you're top 6 at your position, you're getting paid pretty damn well. So like, I don't really get that aspect of it. And Miami, they have Byron Jones. They drafted Javon Holland. The year before that, Noah Igbinohoney. I know I butchered that.
Yeah,
but
don't
that
even
is
try.
the world's hardest name to say. But I mean, I think they would be fine if he sat out for like a couple games, if he really, really wanted that extension or whatnot. I don't think it's a dire need for Miami to give him that money just yet. And I'm sure he's not going to want to miss on those game checks every week. So I think they should hold out and wait him out.
Yeah, I agree in this situation too. Obviously, you always want to see the player get what they want and stuff like that to keep players happy. But to me, it's almost coming off as like, I don't want to say greedy because I know that has like super negative connotation. Like he probably wants to get what he thinks he deserves, but it's like at the time, like you said, he was the highest paid cornerback. Like the Dolphins did that on purpose because they believed in him, and it just so happened that like a couple years down the line, now he's not the highest paid cornerback. So weird situation for sure. All right, Hunter, we're going to you with this one, and I know you're very excited to talk about this, but Stephon Gilmore and his contract dispute. There's a couple different factors. Obviously, he got hurt at the end of late last year. No more guaranteed money, so I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, you already kind of took some of the points that I was gonna say, so it makes my argument sound less convincing. But if I'm Stephon Gilmore, I'm not showing up. He is the 24th highest paid corner in the league on the final year of his contract, and like Dylan said, a point that I had marked down was that he got injured late last year. So he's 31. This is basically, in my opinion, his last chance to actually get like paid. And the thing is, from my understanding, all the money, like I said, nothing is guaranteed, and it's all performance based. This is a guy who was named Defensive Player of the Year before the COVID year in 2020, in 2019. And then he led the league in interceptions and passes defended this year. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. And my thing is with cornerback is the talent is so important at that position, and that's why you pay him. That's why Bill Belichick pays him. But Bill Belichick's also good about shipping off people that are, are kind of at still got some value, but you're kind of end of their career. I think this is a mutual thing kind of for both sides. Like New England benefits from him sitting out almost because if you think about it, like there's no chance for him to get injured. Like they can move him on. And then the same thing with Stephon Gilmore. He's not going to get injured. So I think they trade him. I think they get rid of him. I think they get what they can for him. And I think Stephon Gilmore gets traded, on the contingency that he's going to sign like a new contract. I think they should trade him and take what they can for him.
All right, so I'll pose this to all of you guys then. Where do you think Stephon Gilmore would fit in best? And ideally, this would probably be a contender team, just given his age and whatnot, like kind of like a win now team. But yeah, where would he fit best?
Oh. I'd love to see him. I know this would be tough because it's in the conference, but I think like he would fit. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily need. I guess it's like what the team. I don't know what the trade market is for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I could see him like if they could. I don't know if they really need him, but like I think like what if he went to the Steelers? Like that secondary would be scary.
That'd be pretty nasty.
That would be that would be nasty.
One. I was thinking Buffalo. Buffalo would be pretty cool to see Stephon in.
Go back to Buffalo.
Go back home.
That'd be a fucking lethal secondary yet again.
All right, I have to say this. I saw Jalen Ramsey tag him on Twitter, trying to whatever you want to call that. What is that? He's not tampering at this point. Yeah, recruit. But at the same time, because since I don't have like a really good destination for him, here's the thing I want to say real quick. Like you said, Hunter, Bill is definitely like always spot on for the most part with his leads, with his defensive players, shipping them out right when they're losing value, and he knows it. And he has a young player that's about to hit like peak value and using them in his rotation. So on a serious note, like, with all respect and love to Gilmore and everything he's done in New England, legendary Patriots player at this point. I mean, seriously, but it's like there's definitely. I mean, like J.C. Jackson's going to take over that cornerback one role, and but like Belichick's just going to keep it rolling, just like he always does. I feel like not they're not going to miss a beat with him, but it's like, I mean, the Patriots, if any team is going to look like they didn't miss a beat, it'll definitely be that secondary.
I also feel like the Cowboys could definitely come up.
I was just about to say that.
Whenever someone says something about a star, like the Cowboys are always in discussions.
And it seems like more so with like secondary guys too.
Mhm.
Like they were so heavily linked to Earl Thomas too when all that stuff was happening and whatnot too.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stay in New England with this headline. In an interview with Bill Belichick, he reportedly said that Cam Newton looks way ahead of where he was last year at this time. Are we buying this?
I think this quote's super funny because at this time last year we were like full on COVID and they were doing like Zoom shit and whatnot. So like
That is
of course it's gonna be a little bit ahead of where he was last year coming onto a new team and whatnot. I'm definitely not buying this headline. I've seen a couple clips. I know we were talking about the other day of him just absolutely missing throws and whatnot. I think Cam is on his way out of the league, if not like going to be a lifelong backup. So I'm not buying this at all.
Yeah, I'm at the point where it's like, all right, I have to say this though, Connor. I don't think that I agree about. I have to throw my pitch to him. Hey, come take Taysom Hill's role if he leaves from the Saints. That's Cam Newton. That's where you belong.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, I got to throw that out real quick. But no, I mean, I agree, bro. It's like I think that Bill at this point is trying to be as positive as he can. He knows he wants to keep good morale, especially between a veteran quarterback and a young guy. Like, I think he's just playing it smart. Like, I mean, why not, why stir the pot when there's no need, especially with, I mean, we know sometimes Cam has his where he has emotional moments, whatnot. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that's what's been noted throughout in the media throughout the years. So it's like, why stir the pot in the locker room if you don't have to? So I agree. It's like, even if he isn't coming along better, even if he is, like, we'll see. I feel like either way will probably end up starting the season just to ease Mac in. But we'll see though. Hey, I could be wrong.
Am I buying this? Hell no. Fuck no. Cam Newton has only thrown more than 25 touchdowns once in his career, and it was his MVP year. And he also has had a double-digit interceptions every single year of his career, which is ridiculous. I mean, not to say like that he is a bad quarterback by any means. He had that MVP year. They went to the Super Bowl. They lost. But he can't stay healthy. His arm looks horrible. It looks like he's muscling every throw. There's nothing natural about it. It doesn't spin right. Very talented athlete, and I can see him taking on like a Taysom Hill role if they use him sparingly. But I mean, last year he had 12 rushing touchdowns because they just played him on the goal line, which I think is a great option because I think he's a big body. He can get over the line and everything like that. But in terms of being an NFL starting caliber quarterback, there's just too much talent in the league right now. I can see him being a backup for another team or just kind of being like a locker room guy type thing if they want to make him kind of that Taysom role thing, which I could definitely see easily. So am I buying that he's way better than he was or way ahead of where he was last time at this year? I mean, unless you mean learning the playbook because he's had a fucking year to do it, then it's not skill wise. I'll tell you that. He's way ahead in age now, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not buying this either. We'll have to link the video. I forgot, Dobbs, you sent it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna have to link that video whenever we post this part of the segment and stuff because it was bad. And you guys saw it last year too. Like it'd be like a 10-yard crossing route and it would hit the dude's feet. Like, I don't know.
His shoulder is permanently fucked.
Yeah, it's not a good situation. I will say I agree with both things that you said, Hunter. Whether it's like a goal line package where you just line him up and let him just fucking run ahead for 2 yards and muscle in for a touchdown. He was awesome at that last year. Or a locker room guy. Cam's great at that stuff. And I'm pretty sure everyone loves him. It's just he can't really throw a football right now.
I mean, know where he'd be good. I feel like he'd be good for a backup for Lamar or something like that. I feel like that would be a great sign.
I mean, that's what RG3 was doing, right? So kind of RG3 kind of had a similar type of thing, unfortunate with injuries and stuff, and he just wasn't the same player.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go into headline number 3, and I'm curious to see what you guys say for this. But so Matt Nagy was a guest on the Chris Collinsworth podcast. I think Connor, you listened to the full thing, right?
Yep.
Was it worth the listen? Should we tell people to go listen to it?
By far, yeah,
Okay.
Definitely go listen to it.
But basically they just talked about his road to becoming a head coach, the upcoming season, the Bears quarterback situation. And when he was asked about when Fields will start, he said that there's no possible scenario Justin Fields starts week 1. Andy is our starter. Justin is our number 2. Is sitting Justin Fields the right move, or would you guys like to see him get out there right away?
All right, I'm glad I get to talk first about this because I did listen to the whole entire interview, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by the answers that Nagy had. Because originally, when Justin got drafted, I was the first person to advocate for him to start week 1. I really don't think sitting a quarterback, especially a rookie, really does anything to help him. I mean, you can see in the Mahomes case that sitting him did and that, but like Matt Nagy isn't Andy Reid. He might be close to it, but he just isn't that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
Guy.
You're not that guy.
No, but in all seriousness, his answer to the question was pretty good. I think the quote is kind of taken out of context where there's no possible scenario. Justin Fields starts week 1. Andy's our starter. Justin is our number 2. They're taken a little bit out of context because I think that's what he meant for right now. And there's so much like off-season work that needs to be done. And from what he said in the interview is that if Justin can act like a pro and command the offense like a pro, like that's really tough for a rookie to do. Get the protections right, make sure you're getting the reads right and whatnot. Like a lot of rookie quarterbacks struggle with that early on. I think Nagy just wants to see him be better than every other rookie that's come along at that stuff, which I think Justin can do. So the preseason games are really going to tell where Justin's going to come in and start for us. But I'm very excited to see that.
You know what I got to say? Because this was just something I was thinking about. I feel like at this point, because I'm going to have to disagree with a little bit, Connor. I think the way I'm viewing the NFL in rookie quarterback situations is a lot of talented guys come in the early rounds. And the difference between them and the guys that get to sit a while or like people that get to marinate for a little bit, minus a few like cases recently, is like, that they have to come in right away. The expectation is like, you're going to lead us to victory. And like you said, they don't know the protections that well. The playbook's still new to them. And like the whole entire culture of playing against 30-year-old men that are like 10 years older than them, coming at them to pummel them is like still all new to them. Like it's literally a whole new world. So it's kind of like in college, like it's like when we see big schools, how rarely they're starting like true freshman quarterbacks, because in a big school, if you were coming from a high school, like, yeah, you could be real good, but now you're playing against dudes that are 23 years old, 22, 21, 20, like smashing you 18-year-old kid. Like, it's kind of like that. It's like you started a quarterback, like in the SEC, like that's why we don't see it that often. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Like talent is only like equivalent to your experience in certain aspects when, especially in like things like the NFL. So it's like, you have great experience at a different level, but it's like, you got to get that experience at the same level. So I feel like, honestly, at this point, it's like, as a Bears fan, y'all should feel be happy that you guys are not just pull a Trubisky and just throw him to the wolves, because like as good as he was in college, I do feel like there is for real a gap that like has to be accounted for.
I'm so back and forth on this. I will not listen to that podcast because I can't stand Nagy's voice. But I don't know, man. I am halfway start him week 1, halfway not, because I get the idea of commanding an offense and you don't want to throw him to the wolves and hurt his confidence. And once you put him in, you can't pull him like what you did.
Unless you're Brian Flores.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't agree with that. But I guess at the same time is like, as much as like Nagy shouldn't be on the hot seat, he is. And I don't get me wrong. Until Nagy proves me wrong, I'm a Nagy hater. But my thing is, he doesn't have time. So, like, he can start week 1, but as soon as the Bears hit loss number 2, Justin Fields is starting. And I also think that they might start him, like, halfway through game 1. Like, you don't know. Depending on how the game's going, I can see them starting in week 2. It's such a toss in the air because I don't think Andy Dalton he's not learning anything from Andy Dalton. And that's my main argument for starting him week 1. What does he learn from Andy Dalton?
I disagree.
Nothing.
You're discrediting Andy.
I think
Andy has done a lot of good things in the league. Like, I know recently it's not good, but what he can learn from Andy is how to be literally a productive starting quarterback. Like, no. You're hating. No. You're hating right now. Andy had a lot of good seasons.
He doesn't learn that.
Especially young in his career.
He doesn't learn
not even a good O-line.
He doesn't learn anything from sitting behind Andy Dalton. He doesn't.
But do you mean like
What do you
specifically
mean?
from Andy Dalton or just like the process of sitting behind him?
Not the process. Andy Dalton. Like my thing is, Andy Dalton's not going to teach him nothing. Like he can learn everything he needs to learn from Andy Dalton in the preseason and the offseason. That's when he's going to have the most time with them, so he can learn it then. He don't need to learn it in the season from Andy Dalton. There's no point. There's no point.
If it's like a real game situation until the real season, though. Like that's exactly when like a veteran is gonna help. Like it's like the pressure isn't even there till then.
Andy Dalton went to the playoffs how many years ago? Who cares? He's done. There's a reason he's been a backup. Like you drafted no. Let me get this out right now because now I'm heated. You drafted Justin Fields to start and to win Super Bowls for you. What the fuck do you sign Andy Dalton to do?
Okay,
manage a team. No. You sign him to manage a team. You signed him to manage a team. That's what you want Justin Fields to learn, how to manage a team. They're not the same player. They're not the same caliber. They have different IQ. They have different skill sets. They're not the same player at all. He's not learning shit behind Andy Dalton.
But I think the one thing you didn't say, though, that's the most important is just experience, right? Because I know it hasn't been for a long time, but like
Justin Fields started 35 games in college.
But not the NFL.
Look, all right, and look, I love Justin Fields, but you're acting like this is the same guy that literally against the two best defenses he played last year didn't throw one game. I don't even want to specifically check the stats again.
So y'all want
180 yards, 2 picks, no touchdowns.
So Mac Jones is going to sit behind Cam Newton and learn him?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Cam Newton was the MVP of the league.
I don't think
2015.
I think you're saying like
nothing's changed between the fact that like you still have to get older and get good. Like you think Justin Fields is going to go win the Super Bowl this year?
I forgot. Once Cam got older after his MVP year, he got a lot better.
No, but his mind is still. You even said it yourself. His body isn't the same. He's still.
His mind ain't the same either.
Yes, it is. He just can't throw a football.
I do it over to Dylan.
He just can't throw.
No, I just think that, he's not going to learn any like play style stuff, which is understandable. But like the experience of going through 7 or 8 NFL seasons, I know he didn't win a playoff game, but he's been in like 5 playoff games too. Like, I think all of that does play a factor. I don't think you're right. He's not going to learn shit from Andy Dalton.
What did he do with the Cowboys offense last year?
4 out of the 5 offensive linemen were hurt. That's tough. That's a tough situation.
Don't matter. Well, that's the same as the Bears offensive line right now. So he better figure it out.
Hear me out. You guys, Connor,
listen,
you gotta back me up.
Y'all are arguing the inevitable.
They're gonna tell me that Andy Dalton hasn't seen pressures, shell coverages, all these things that Justin Fields still hasn't seen. Hell yeah, he has. That's exactly the type of stuff he's gonna learn from him.
Andy's gonna teach Justin how to be a pro.
That's what
Justin
I'm saying.
Does not know how to do that yet. But I do agree with Hunter about the game experience. I think game experience is huge for rookie quarterbacks, and that's why I want him to start week 1. But I think there is some things he can learn from Andy.
In game, but Connor, let me ask you a question.
Mahomes, Rodgers, your guy's favorite. Let me remind you what he did to y'all for
Alex Smith had a career year that year when Mahomes sat behind him.
Okay, so what if
Rodgers sat behind Favre? These are completely different comparisons. Andy Dalton is not about to have a career year in Chicago with Matt Nagy.
Let me put a hypothetical.
He has been
what if
good quarterback?
What if Andy?
Wait, hold on. 4-5, 2-11, 5-6, 7-9, 6-9-1. We want to teach our quarterback to lose because his last 5 years have all had losing records.
What were the ones before
that? That's you're acting like the Bengals have had anybody reputable.
And what are the Packers? What are the Packers without Aaron Rodgers?
Nothing. Wait, let me put out this hypothetical.
Look, I know you guys are Bears fans, but we'll let that marinate. We'll definitely let that marinate. We'll come back to that in like a year. What are the Packers without Aaron Rodgers? We'll see. Because I bet you, I can almost guarantee it's not like every Bears fan wishes it's going to be. I hope it is.
All right, let me put out this hypothetical. If Andy Dalton starts the year, they look good. Andy Dalton looks good. They're like 5-0, 6-0. What do you think the Bears do?
It depends on the. It depends on the plan they have. If he's 5-0, 6-0, you play him because my thing at that point, it's not about learning from Andy Dalton. It's a chemistry thing at that point.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Nagy
you
said
can't
in the interview that if they're winning games, they're going to stick with Andy.
I agree. I'm glad you guys said that because I think they should too. It's like you don't mess with something that's working, right? But although I will say this, it is kind of scary. I think the Bears. All right, ready? They go Rams. Okay, I don't know.
Probably no.
Probably no. But then we play the Bengals, right? We'll win that one. The Browns.
Revenge game.
The Browns, I actually
Oof.
do think is a toss-up. I know their roster's good, but like
It's gonna be a gritty ass game.
whatever. We'll call that an L, right? But then we play the Lions, Raiders, and Packers.
That's like 3 W's if Rodgers isn't there.
Right. So that's like 4 and 2.
Man.
What do you guys? I don't know.
I
That's
see you guys
tough.
sleeping on Jared Goff. Hat ass.
Hot Lions.
All right, we're gonna move on because that was yeah. All right, we're gonna go into the betting segment now.
I'm mad as fuck.
Hey,
I think we just have to clip that. We're just gonna clip that and like make that like
Just
little
us
thing.
arguing.
No,
No,
that was
no.
too good of a
Where you
segment.
go-
That was hilarious.
where you just
That
go.
was great.
I'm mad as fuck.
I'm pissed. I'm
No,
heated.
save
I'm
that.
really
That was
mad.
hilarious. Save
No,
that
that's
part.
good. Honestly though, off the record here, we probably need to like disagree on shit. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's
Oh,
exactly.
there
what
was
brings
no
in the
off the
viewers.
record. That was all the record.
Yeah,
Everything I said was all on the record.
Yeah, no, this show is gonna
No, I know
thrive.
what I-
People
me
thrive
saying
on,
that.
on arguing. We need to disagree all the time.
No, real talk though. That's why Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless are fucking electric.
No,
Max
it's
Killer.
true. I mean, who the hell wants to sit there and be like, watch people be like,
Yo,
I agree
Dobbs.
with you, brother. I agree completely. Now, like it's true.
What'd you say on it?
What'd you say, Hunter?
Nothing. I
You said,
just-
"Yo,
I had,
Dobbs."
I had a bad analogy that wasn't gonna work. So I
Okay,
just,
all right, we're gonna move on. Now we're in the betting segment. I'm really excited for this one. So this is what we're gonna do here, boys. We're gonna go through every single team, every single division, the win totals. If it's a consensus, we're not saying anything for the over and under. But if there is a disagreement, we'll give you like 20, 30 seconds to run through it and why.
I like it. I like it.
All right, we're starting out with the NFC North. I hope we're this one's tough, right? Because if Rodgers isn't there, then yeah, but if he is, then no. Packers over under 11 wins.
Under.
Under.
Under. I think you just have to say that because as of right now, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. So like
I could
feel like
also
you
see
can
them
only
at
make-
11
with or without.
with Rodgers. Without, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think you just have to make the decision based off of like what we actually have knowledge of. And right now, he's not a part of the team. So, all right, the Vikings over under 9 wins.
I'm gonna say over.
Under.
I don't know. I hate these lines that they're not 0.5 because I could literally see them winning 9.
Well, that's good then. You might as well just take. I don't know actually, whichever one you think because it'll be a push.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say under just because the NFC North's a bloodbath.
I'm going over. So, do we have any who?
You
Who
and me
said-
head over.
Oh, okay, cool. Connor, you want to represent us, or do you want me to?
I got a little tangent for the Vikings. I think
right, go for
there
it.
could be a sneaky playoff team. I mean, Mike Zimmer's defense was good last year, and they got Danielle Hunter back, and then Michael Pierce, and they just signed Sheldon Richardson. So I think he's going to do good things with that defense.
I
That's a
want to
very
add
good point.
I want to add one small thing too. Sorry. Again, just with once you factor in no Rodgers, then I think the Vikings automatically get boosted because that's a 1 or 2 more wins, and then. Dude, the NFC North switches every year. They were kind of down last year. I would not be shocked if they actually were pretty solid this year.
I'm changing to over.
I'm not switching. I ain't switching. I'm sticking with under.
All right, you wanna give any reason, or you going under?
All right. I mean, okay. Like, just if I had to sum it up really quick, I don't believe, and not that I don't think he's a solid quarterback. I just don't know if I believe in Kirk Cousins with the offense all the way yet. I love Jay Jettas and all, but it's like I don't know. Like, I mean, Dalvin Cook's a beast, but I don't know. It's like I just don't like. It's literally you're not that guy, pal. Especially after the fact that they've been solid for so long now. I don't know. I feel like it's like the inevitable for real drop-off season's coming soon where they're going to restart the
Yeah.
whole thing.
That's true.
I feel like the pressure's not real for reals on him at this point too, where it's like Vikings fans know it. We're like, yeah, this team's pretty well built besides like a quarterback that we can consistently count on, and I guess an O-line. But so, well, I don't know. Yeah, you can't convince me to go over yet though. We'll see if this is a freezing cold take.
That's fair. That's fair.
I agree. I think it's before we go on to the Lions, just to quickly add, the Vikings are a team where I feel like if one thing goes wrong, it could send them in a spiral.
And whoa, Hunter, we got a team before the Lions.
My apologies.
The Bears over under 7.5 wins.
Over.
Under.
They had 8 last year, and there's an extra game.
You saw the gears churning in Dobbs' mind, and he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna say."
I have legitimate reasoning too. Just wait, just give me time. Just give me time. I feel like I'm gonna be the only one that I have to explain myself. So
Yeah, well, I'm going over. So go ahead.
okay. Like as much as Hunter would agree, I don't think Nagy's that guy. So we'll start with that. I don't think Nagy's that guy. I think the media and Nagy himself is making one try really hard to think he's that guy. We'll see if this is a cold take or not. But I'm sticking with that for sure right now. The O-line, shakiest part of the team, most important part of the team, not a good combination. Great defense still. Your defense is gonna have to win you games the way I see it, because it's kind of like how I view things is I do think Justin Fields can be a good QB long term. Start him right away. I don't think he's necessarily winning you games. I think he's going to be that learning curve. Andy Dalton, kind of like everyone was saying, it's not like he's not that guy. So you're in a position kind of regardless where your defense has to win you games either way. And check this. The best thing for the Bears would to be having a losing season this year. Stockpile another draft pick that's high. Actually get a good first round pick that you didn't trade away and use it on a piece that's going to help you on offense. Win games for the next long period of time with Justin Fields.
We don't have
I know it hurts to hear right now. You still don't?
No, we gave that up for Justin.
All for Justin, baby.
So we have to win this year.
Hunter, you should be wearing the Justin jersey right now. Come on.
How did I forget this? How could I forget? How could I forget this?
I'm gonna rip apart the Saints.
You know what? It still doesn't even change my argument necessarily. That regardless, I just don't know if this year they're gonna be able to. I still feel the future's good. I just don't know about right now. You know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna stick with that.
We're gonna go on to the Lions right now. Over under 5.
Under.
Over.
Under. I'm going under.
I'm surprised.
All right.
I want to hear I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah,
So
I feel like
quickly,
the over is a hot take, if I'm being honest.
So I honestly think they'll hit 5. I can honestly see them going 6-11. I really can. And I don't necessarily like Goff at all. I actually hate him, but I don't know, man. I just know what I'm gonna keep it short. Dan Campbell effect.
That's honestly that's all you would have had to say. And I would have said that's fair.
I think Okuda has a big second year.
Oh no! I was literally gonna say, bro, how are they gonna forget about the Campbell effect? But moreover, I think that the game plan is gonna be they actually have a good O-line now, and it's gonna keep getting better. That's definitely the focus of the team. They're gonna be able to churn out yards on the ground, and they know it. Golf, like you said, I agree with you, Hunter. I don't believe, but if he can manage a game, if the offense works like that, how it did for a while in Los Angeles, if they can churn that ball and keep the box loaded, Goff can do his thing. And I see them winning 6-7 games, honestly. That's how I would see the situation.
All right, Connor, I'm going to give a 10-second spiel real quick. First off, the 17 games is kind of fucking me up, but I really can't see the Lions winning more than 5 games. I pictured 5-11 at first, but I guess I'll have to go 5-12. But then even if it is that, I get the push, baby. I get my money back. So I'm chilling at 5.
I'm just going to say that defense is fucking awful.
Oh, and
you can't stop anybody with that defense.
The combination of
Dan Campbell effect, baby.
The combination of Jared Goff and Detroit is disgusting. So that's all I have to say.
When you're biting off the opponent's kneecaps, you can stop anybody. You're forgetting. You just don't forget about that damn Campbell effect, bro.
That's true. All right, we're heading over to the NFC East now. We got the Cowboys leading the division with 9.5.
Going over.
All
I'm going over as well. I really had to think about this for a while.
Over, but they don't make the playoffs.
Over. I'm going over too. Wait, what?
Can you win? Can you win 10 games and not make the playoffs?
Yeah, happened last year.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it
Low
happened
key.
a lot in the AFC. Yeah, there's like 2 teams, I think.
We have an extra spot now too.
The
Oh,
Dolphins
don't worry
didn't get
about
hit with that
others.
last year.
Hunter's like, fuck. Just don't worry about it. All right. The Washington football team at 8 wins.
Going over as well.
I'm so in the middle, but I'm just gonna have to I'm gonna have to go over. I can't go
Over.
under.
Over.
I'll go over too.
They're winning 10 and making the playoffs.
This magic effect.
They're gonna have the tiebreaker. They're gonna have the tiebreaker.
Well, that's the thing. It's
I
like,
fuck with that.
I'm just gonna say this right now for the Giants. I'm gonna say over as well, but like it wouldn't surprise me if they were all like 10-10 and 8 or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like 10-9 and 8.
Yeah.
So the Giants over under 7 wins.
I agree with you, Dylan. I think it's over, and I think they're all going to be 10 and 8. That's like just a little bit above 500.
Right.
I'm definitely going. I'm definitely taking
10 and 8.
Wait, wouldn't it be 10 and 7?
Yeah.
When do we move into the
Yeah.
18 games?
Yeah, I was gonna say wait. Yeah, I was like wait.
Connor's
I
living
definitely
in
can
like
see.
2030 when we move it up to 18 game schedule.
I can see the Giants winning 10 games for sure. I that's like one to take the over on this one for real. Like the Joe Judge effect is real.
I would say over as well.
Yeah, I'm going over. All right. glad we're on this-
NFC Beast.
I hope we're in a consensus on this next one too.
We definitely are. We
have
definitely
the
are.
Eagles at 6.5
Under.
wins.
Under. Yeah. So I was gonna say just
Under.
get it over with. I don't. How the fuck did they get a more favorable? All right. You know, I'm not even gonna rant. I like literally. I don't know.
I can feel the Dobbs train starting to leave the station.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I was not. I can't leave the station. We'll be gone for like too many trips.
Already for this
All
one.
right, we're going to the NFC South. We got the Bucks leading this division at 11.5 wins.
I'm saying the over because I already put money on it.
I'll say over just because they're definitely going to be gelling. Like I guess I'd have no reason not to.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going over. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they started the season. I haven't looked at their schedule, but like if they started like 8-0, I wouldn't be surprised at all or something like that. All right. I might just say the opposite on this one just in spite, but we got the Saints at over under 9.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over as well.
Oh no, I'm still mad. But I'm gonna say over though. If Jameis is starting.
Yeah, that's got to be conflicting for you. You love Jameis,
I
but
love
then
Jameis
Dobbs just
so
kind of ripped
Dobbs
into
makes the Saints so unlikable. They're like the Steelers team.
I
last
am
year.
literally the most like supportive fan of other teams. I just keep it real.
No.
The viewers over time will see. I'm not a shit talker. I just keep it real.
I respect that. I'm going to go over too. That team is still really good. Like really, really good. This is kind of a weird line, I guess, but the Falcons over under 7.5.
Going under.
And- Under.
Under.
That defense is
I'm
so
under.
bad. That defense is.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the Lions defense can't win any games, the Falcons defense is winning negative games. They're breaking
Yeah.
like the.
So
That's
we're
what I
all
was
good
saying.
with under here.
Yeah, even if they had Julio, they'd have to put up like 60.
Calvin Ridley is he's going to have
Good
fantasy-wise,
year.
he's going to have a crazy year.
I feel like Kyle
Honestly.
Pitts is gonna have a
Kyle
really good
Pitts
year
is going to
too.
be unreal as well, I think. They already said in camp they were kind of like force-feeding him the ball in a lot of 7-on-7
Force
stuff.
feeding a rookie tight end. Oh
Yeah.
my
Quick,
god!
I just have to throw out this tangent while I have a second. People that were mad that Kyle Pitts is like a tight end 5 or 6 in fantasy. If he doesn't finish the season top 3, I'll be surprised. Like people for real, like sleeping on how much of an impact the dude that's 6'6", runs a 4.4, and has like the biggest catch radius in damn near football at this point is
Well-
gonna have. Like if people seriously are sleeping ridiculously hard.
Side tangent to your side tangent real quick. Just I don't want to say he's going to be Kelvin Johnson, but his measurables were almost identical to Kelvin Johnson. So like what are we doing here? Like, this guy's most likely going to be an absolute stud. And you
So
saw
was
how
that
athletic he was.
so was that white receiver that played for Jacksonville in the early 2000s. He had the
Wait,
same measurables as Megatron, and he was a baller for like a year. And then I
See,
think he did like a lot of drugs.
I think he had like a Darren Waller type impact, like literally year one. Like that's
Right,
like what I would like
right.
comp him to right off the jump.
Yo,
And he could just get high. The ceiling's just higher and higher from there.
speaking of a lot of drugs, Ryan Leaf is a co-host of the Rich Eisen show. I thought that was pretty cool.
I did not
I
know
don't
that.
know that.
All right, we're gonna
No
go on to
supporting other shows on here.
I love Rich Eisen. I was watching some clips today, and it was Ryan Leaf, and I was so shocked. I was like, I thought this guy just like did a bunch of drugs and was a bust, and then
He
No one
he
ever
fills
heard from
into
him
him. He fills in for him when he's not there.
yeah, that's awesome. All right, we got the Panthers
Oh.
at what?
His name was Matt Jones for people who want to go look up
Matt Jones. I actually don't know who that is. All right, we got the Panthers at over under 7.5 wins.
Under.
I'm going
'cause
under,
Sam
too.
Darnold's
Give it
a
the thumbs
fucking
down train.
lame.
I'm going under too, but I could see it happening. I could.
I'm with you though, Dylan. I could definitely see it happening. Like if Sam Darnold really flicks the switch, it's definitely like fully possible. But
They need to start
Is he
PJ
gonna flick the
Walker.
That's your boy.
that is
He's
your
gonna
boy
boy.
get-
though.
fantasy.
He's gonna give his whole team mono.
Oh,
What, Sam?
Yeah. He sucks. He's built like a thumb. He looks
Man,
like he's
you're
part
on
of.
Darnold's ass.
He looks like the
You
animated.
sound like,
like
me
an
right now. What's
Yeah,
going
he,
on?
what is
like
going
a-
on with the
I don't
Darnold hate
like
on this
Darnold.
show?
He's like an if they drew like a person in VeggieTales, that's what he looks like.
Why is that like actually like that's a good bake. Write that down.
'Cause it's
Write
fucking-
that
that-
was
you-
just like.
I don't
so,
think
like,
anybody has anybody ever
descriptive,
said
too.
that before. That's a good one. We got to like throw that down.
He looks weird, like a thin redheaded like Santa.
I will say this:
young.
I don't like Sam Darnold at all. I shit on him for like the last 3 years, but he is with Joe Brady, and like that just scares me personally. More stuff that's
It
like
should scare all of us
Right.
as long as he can literally just figure out the progressions. Like it is
Yeah.
real scary.
yeah. All right, enough with the Panthers. We're going on to the NFC West. We have the Rams at over under 10.5 wins.
Going over.
Definitely going over with Stafford.
Over easily.
I'm going
not
over,
Jared
too.
Goff.
Going over.
He's not Jared Goff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. All right, we're going on to the 49ers. Now we have over under 10.5 wins.
Going over.
I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna say under.
I'm going under too. Connor?
On my island here all along. George Kittle's coming back. Ayuk's gonna make a second-year leap. I
Debo will be
think
back.
that team could put up. I think that team could put up 30 points per game this year, and their defense is still pretty tolerable. Nick Bosa's coming back, yeah. So
They
I
had a
don't know.
lot
I
of
trust.
injuries.
I trust Kyle Shanahan more than anybody, or almost more than anybody else.
Only
true.
thing is
ahead.
I see the Seahawks doing really well this year, and also their schedule's kind of hard. That's the only reason I went under.
Yeah, this one's tough. I think it's gonna be close because, like, again, this is another division where like all these teams are probably gonna be right around that 10-9 win mark.
Yeah.
And like they were so screwed with injuries last year, like it was absurd. They didn't even have Jimmy G for a while too, and when he did play in some of those games, he played hurt and he was just throwing picks left and right. If you guys remember early last season.
Yeah.
All right, we're going on to the Seahawks over under 9.5 wins.
Going over.
Taking the over as well.
Over.
Over. Easy enough. Cardinals over under 8 wins.
I want to say under, but I'm gonna go over.
I'm gonna go over as well.
Over.
Under.
Ooh.
Respect.
Kyler Murray hater.
No, Kyle Murray.
I saw you tweet, "Go play
crazy.
baseball." That's what I heard.
Okay, that's a lie. All right, little defense here. They're just a weird team. That division is so crowded. If the Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks are what we think they are and know that they are capable of, then I just don't see them getting to that. It's more like stuff out of their control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say this: they did add some stuff and whatnot. Why, Dobbs? What did you say about Cliff Kingsbury before?
Oh, he's
David-
Nagy with the clean cut.
That's also part of my reasoning. I'm not buying into Kingsbury yet. I haven't
have
bought
a-
into him yet.
I don't like Kingsbury, but they have a far easier schedule than 49ers,
True.
in
True.
my
True. True.
opinion.
All right. So that was the NFC. We're going to jump over to the AFC now. We got the AFC North and the Ravens and Browns both tied here, but we'll go Ravens first. Over under 10.5 wins.
Over.
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 I'm going over too.
I think the main reason why, in my opinion, is because of that 17 game stretch. They have such a young team that it's like they're gonna be a lot more rested.
Yeah, I mean, they got Lamar some more playmakers too now. I think Rashad Bateman's going to be a stud. Yeah, it'll also J.K. Dobbins, I think, might have a crazy good year this year because it'll be more reliant on him and not like a split backfield, I think. But all right, we'll go to the Browns now. We got over under 10.5 wins.
Over. This might be my favorite over.
I'm definitely gonna take the over here as well.
They better be over. They should blow that shit up.
Yeah,
For
I'm
real.
going over too. Go ahead.
You
Dobbs.
can't win if you can't win 11 games with that roster. Come on.
No, bro. Like, I don't get the Dobbs train started. Like, if you can't, they gotta literally blow that shit up with TNT.
We'll
like,
reel it back in. Save it for something else.
yeah, I'm gonna go on a rant soon. It's brewing.
All right, we go with the Browns then. Yeah.
Definitely go with the Browns.
All right, cool. We got the Steelers at over under 8.5 wins.
Going under.
I'm going over.
Over.
I'm going over too, actually.
Oh,
I think they have
really?
9. I only think 9. I don't think it's any more than 9.
They're gonna get right around there, and then it's tough.
That offensive line is horrid if you guys haven't looked at it lately. And Big Ben can't throw it past 20 yards. So
Well, no, I was under the assumption that Dewey Haskins would be starting. So
Do you call him?
Respect.
Is that like you said, Dewey Haskins?
Yeah, do you call him
Yeah,
Dewey?
Did you just
That's what
call
they
Dwayne
call him.
Haskins Dewey?
that's what they call him.
Body? Are you
So you're boys
are you
with him?
serious?
I'm dead serious.
Your boys.
That's actually pretty cool. I did not know
Yeah.
that.
I also have a cousin named Dewey, so it's funny.
Shout out Dewey.
For real.
Shout out Dewey Haskins. Let's go. All right, we're gonna go on to the Bengals over
Crying.
under 6.5 wins.
my
I don't
my
know.
heart says over, but my brain says under.
Literally exactly what he said.
I'm gonna go over, but only 7. Like these ones are like the ones I'm doing over. It's like literally a half game.
So you got everyone in this division hitting their win totals.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. I'm gonna go under, but like Connor said, I do want to say over, but I can't. They're just not
feel
there
like-
yet.
I feel like everybody's kind of rooting for the Bengals this year. I don't know. Do you guys?
Oh,
They're
I'm
a
not.
likable team,
no,
right?
I'm not rooting for them. Fuck Cincinnati.
What?
Damn.
I'm just.
Okay,
Hunter,
You wanna-
Hunter's
you wanna
on
let-
that with the Bengals
No.
fans.
Listen. Y'all want to wake up and be like, "Oh, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio."
Damn, you're on that with Cincy.
So this is what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna clip this one part, and then I'm going straight to the Bengals Reddit and posting it.
Okay. I'm sure they feel the same way.
No, but dude, that's all right. That reminds me. I guess it's just Ohio.
Just like
in
Oklahoma
general.
City. Imagine that. I got to go to work at Oklahoma City
Do you know
today.
what's funny as fuck? That now that you say that, imagine Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and James Harden all just waking up in Oklahoma City. They're like,
Oh
"What
my
the
god!
fuck?"
Imagine them hitting
That's
the
exactly
club.
what. That's exactly what went wrong.
Right.
That's exactly
Man.
what went wrong one day.
That's
all
too
the
funny.
all the clubs are like Bojangles in Iowa City. That's every single thing in OKC.
Bro.
See Bojangles.
Bojangles.
No, but real quick, another sidebar. That's what Joakim Noah said about Cleveland.
I don't want to wake up anywhere in Ohio.
Basically, Ohio is just I was gonna say Ohio is just like the media get roasted spot of the entire world, I guess.
You ever met a
Yeah,
cool person? I've met like one cool person from Ohio.
I don't even know if I know
My dad
anybody
grew up
from
in Ohio for 4 years, so
You can just tell when someone's from Ohio.
Damn,
too.
Dylan's dad didn't make the cool list. Look at Dylan's sick.
I've never met. I've never
Fadden's
met.
fine.
I've never
Oh, how
met
does
that,
there met your
Dylan's
dad? Oh,
Never met
Dan,
Dylan's dad.
he's still eligible. He's still eligible.
He's still eligible. Shout out Columbus, I guess, but fuck Ohio State.
The Midwest Silicon Valley, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that shit. All right, we're going to the AFC East now. We got the Bills at over under 11 wins.
I'm gonna go over.
I'm going under.
Over.
I'm going over. Dobbs, speak your shit.
I don't even want to hear this
Speak my
shit.
I'll talk my shit. We already have a lot of teams hitting their win totals already in the AFC. I think I'm going to have more teams going over. I think they're going to hit their win total, go over it. I mean, not that I don't like the Bills, not that I don't think they're good. I still think that there's some, like, per se, holes like on defense. I think that I love Josh Allen, but I also don't know if it's going to be like this huge jump that everyone thinks is. He already had a huge jump from his, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I expect almost more of the same from last year, where the offense is still not like in peak form. I mean, I love Stephon Diggs, but it's like, I can totally see them just being like a 10-7 team. That's why I see them winning like 10 games. Like, I see them being a good team, still formidable, but still kind of developing into like that top tier team. And I know Bills fans are probably sick, but like, that's just my honest opinion on like how things are going.
So I just have a quick question for you. Okay. So you think the team that was in the AFC Championship last year in a COVID year, who just got a new star receiver and a greatly improved quarterback, has another year to gel with chemistry and is not going to get 11 wins?
Oh, okay. I'll tell you this too. I like the division they play. Like, I think they have tough divisional opponents. Like that. I think none of their divisional opponents are cakewalks anymore. Even though I know people think the Jets are a cakewalk, I personally don't think the Jets are going to be a cakewalk. So
Fuck
like
'em.
I feel like that's where people are sleeping, is that everyone thinks that the Bills division, everyone thinks that the East is just like a walkthrough, where it's like, I'm seeing it as like, I could literally see the Patriots.
I don't think it's a walkthrough at all.
Winning the division. Like, that's like an unpopular opinion. We'll get to that. I mean, I basically already spoiled my over for the Patriots, but like, I think people are really counting out like teams that they shouldn't be right now.
You had me until you said the Patriots are going to win the division.
Hey, get Mac Jones in there, bro.
You smoked that. You smoked that whole. You were persuading me, and then you smoked it with the one statement. Should have just went out when you were ahead.
Hey, we're just wait. Y'all are forgetting how the Patriots spent their money in free agency, apparently.
Yeah, on a broke ass Cam Newton.
I don't think any of his money's guaranteed, actually, which is the funny thing. But
smart business move.
It is. All right, we're gonna go on to the Dolphins over under. Oh wait, I didn't even say mine. I don't think. Did I? Whatever. Over.
No, you did. I think you said it.
All right, cool. Dolphins over under 9 wins.
Over.
I think they're gonna be right around that same mark again, but like, they went 10-6 last year. Their team got better too.
Well, I think they won a lot because of Fitzmagic.
That is true too. It's
actually, I'm gonna go under. Because I don't trust Tua.
Change it from.
I'm going under. I don't trust Tua.
I don't trust Tua yet either.
I think their team is amazing. I just don't trust Tua.
Yeah, I don't either.
And Connor's a Tua truther, so I don't.
Yeah, I got that Waddle Tua connection this year.
That's gonna be
Tyreek
Hill.
They're sleeping, Connor. They're sleeping.
Facts.
Okay,
all right,
Patriots
over under 9.
I'm going under.
I'm going over.
It depends how early Mac Jones starts. If Mac Jones starts early, I can see them over. If Mac Jones starts late, I see it under.
I'm going over. Does anyone want to talk about this, or
Can I say one thing, just because I don't want to have the floor necessarily at all, but I think even if Cam Newton starts almost the whole season, as long as he just manages games in like to like a good degree, the defense for real can win you like 10 games. Especially with Belichick coaching the defense. Also, Dante Hightower, most underrated player in the history of the NFL. Anyways, with that said, literally, hot take of the day is that Dante Hightower is literally the most underrated player in the history of the NFL, or at least the most underrated linebacker in the history of the NFL. Anyways, carry on.
I will say this: they're getting people back that opted out for COVID and stuff. They had the most last year, and then their signings. It's really going to come down to the quarterback play and whether you trust Mac Jones or Cam Newton, for that matter. All right, we're going on to the Jets at over under 6.5 wins.
I'm going under, but I think they're going to do some good things this year.
I'm going to go over.
Under, they suck.
I'm going under as well. Dobbs.
All right. Zach Wilson's going to be better than people think. The O-line's going to perform better than people think. They can churn out yards on the ground. They got 3 backs that can churn out yards. Or if you throw in Elijah Moore into that with like sweeps and whatnot, that definitely Salah's going to implement from his previous tenure in San Francisco. I feel like the offense is going to just like work well where they can literally manage the clock, win 7 games. I don't see them winning more than like 7 or 8 games, but like I can definitely that's how I see their season going.
Fair enough. All right, we're going on to the AFC South here. We got the Colts at over under 10 wins.
Under.
Over.
The
Anyone
stalemate
speak on this?
I mean, the roster alone should win them 10 games. Like, I'm sorry. Like Carson Wentz, who I can't stand, is like, as long as he plays like middle of the pack, they'll have 11 wins.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. That's why I said it too, because I agree. And then I think this is probably where we're going to disagree with both Connor and Dobbs. Is like, I think he's back with his old offensive coordinator and Reich. And I just think he'll be middle of the pack, kind of generic. But that's all they need him to be, right? So that's why I said it.
Just a more mobile Phillip Rivers. That'll get them wherever they need to go.
Connor, Dobbs, you want to say anything real quick?
Well, okay.
You can
go for. I feel bad. I interrupted you. You go first.
That defense is really fucking good. I like it a lot. Offensive line is good, but Carson Wentz to me is Mitch Trubisky 2.0, and they don't have the receivers that the Bears have, so it's going to be tough for them to get the ball down the field.
I'm kind of in a weird
Taylor.
position where I look, if there's one that I think that I have a good chance to be wrong on, it is this one. So like, I'll definitely admit that. But my biggest thing it comes down to is that like, I do think Carson Wentz is going to improve with Reich again, but it's like, is his confidence ever going to be all the way back to what it was? And moreover, they do have a really tough schedule. So I think that's like what it comes down to most for me.
All right, we got the Titans at over under 9.5 wins.
Over easily.
I definitely. Oh, I feel like they wrote this line before Julio got there.
Whoever wrote this line needs to be fucking fired. You better put the mortgage on the over, strictly off Derrick Henry's back.
I mean, even if Julio wasn't there, you seriously might as well take the over.
Do you guys think
what the fuck?
Do you guys really think it's that horrible of a line though? Haven't they been right
I think it's
around
horrible.
9 wins?
I think it should have been 10. I think it should have been
when
10,
you add a
10
game
half.
to this season, I feel like it's kind of a bad
That's
line.
true. Okay,
just because of
It's
that.
horrible.
So like if it was still a 16-game season, then 9.5 would be like a great line, right?
I still think.
And
it's
you
bad.
play the
I still
Jags and
think
Texans
10.
twice
I still
this
think
year.
it's 10.
Like I feel like that's almost like 4 wins for them.
Like they've been good for the past 2 years. Like not good, like great. How are they going to be right above 500? That doesn't make any sense.
But I'm saying, haven't they been right around there? Like here, ready? Besides last year when they won 11-5, they won their last 4 seasons were all 9-7.
That's different.
That was kind of like
came
before,
in late.
I would say that also was like before Derrick Henry was actually like churning yards to all the years before, really like the last 2 years.
Once
that
they
was, like,
set
before the
Mariota,
channel
they've
hit.
been winning.
That's true. I guess my only thing is I think it's actually a pretty solid line.
I think so
Okay.
too, Dylan. Because in your defense, the other teams that have 10.5 wins are Ravens, Browns, Rams, 49ers. And I think those teams are substantially better than the Titans.
I disagree.
At least by a game.
Yeah. That's all I was saying. But I do think they will hit the over on this.
I think my thing, Connor, with that is I trust the Titans more than like the Browns, to be honest. I trust
Really?
Vrabel more than Stefanski, and I trust Tannehill more than Baker. And I
Okay,
trust
that's
Derrick
fair.
Henry more than the backfield. Don't get me wrong, the backfield in Cleveland is outstanding. But I would rather have the ball in Derrick Henry's hand.
I also definitely trust Tannehill
Okay.
more than Garoppolo right now, assuming like Trey Lance doesn't start right away. Like I feel like I damn near would rather have this. I feel like that I just could definitely see like the Titans and Niners being reversed. But other than that, Connor, I do agree with what you're saying.
I think that's fair. You guys making some good points.
Yeah.
I know they're good, or I wouldn't say them.
All right, we're gonna go on to the Jaguars over under 6.5. I mean, come on, guys. You know what to do here.
I'm going under. I'm sorry.
We definitely know what to do here. Sorry, Jags
Under.
fans. Sorry.
You
just
live
feel
in
like-
Jacksonville.
I just feel
Under.
like. Whoa, you say you live in Jacksonville? I'm sure Jacksonville's nice.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I
I'm sure.
gotta give some rep. I used to know. I don't think they live anymore, but I had family that lived in Jacksonville at one point. I was rocking with Jacksonville. I gotta give.
Why don't they live there anymore?
Oh, I don't know if they do. They might.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Probably because they don't want to stay in Jacksonville.
They might though. Like they might. They might. Like I don't know. I haven't talked to them in a long ass time. They might.
If anyone picks up and moves and it's not for a job, they don't want to live there no more, and there's probably reasons.
Okay, Hunter. I wish I could share my screen real quick, but I just typed into Google, is Jacksonville nice? And it says, Jacksonville is in Duval County and is one of the best places to live in Florida. Living in Jacksonville offers residents a dense suburban feel, and most residents own their homes.
It sounds like someone held a gun to the writer and said, "Write something nice."
Yeah,
Oh,
You go look at some Jacksonville fans when you watch a game and let me know if you want to live there.
Again,
Now I'm just
have
looking
to
up
clip
Jaguars fans just that like I just want to just to see. What
You
I
go
find
do that.
out.
You go do that and tell me if you want to live there. See, and I don't discriminate against any type of fan base. Everyone can get it. Every team is going to get something from me.
Oh yeah, no,
care.
I know that's true. I'm just waiting for the Saints fans to
These
get
guys
it.
look like nice people.
Okay, go stay with them. You want to go live there? Go live there. They look nice.
It's actually fucking
All right,
hilarious.
we're going on to the Texans now. Over under 4.5 wins.
Under.
Under.
Davis Mills under.
Shut the fuck up. I'm going under too. All right, we're not going to talk about them anymore. AFC West now. We got the Chiefs leading at over under 12.5 wins.
I'm going over, and I have an interesting stat for this one. The last 6 or 7 years in a row, an Andy Reid-led team has hit their over win total every year.
Yeah, I see no reason I can't take the over on this one, even though it's super high, because it's like Mahomes is playing playing behind one of the best, probably the best O-line of his whole career, and that's saying something. He's already won a Super Bowl with one of his previous O-lines. Yeah, I definitely would take the over.
Yeah, I can definitely see them winning 12, but I never want to like bet against Mahomes, so I'm gonna go over.
I'm a Mahomes truther, so you already know what I'm going to say. Over. And guys, he's been saying he wants to go for the 20-0 season. Even if he doesn't do some shit like that, he's going to win more than 12 games this year in the regular season.
I'm sure every player in the NFL wants a 20-0 season. It doesn't fucking matter.
But no one vocalizes it like he has. That takes some balls.
I'm sure Ryan Fitzmagic has once or twice.
Okay, well then he's capping to himself. I hate to say it. All right, Broncos over under 8.5.
Over if they have Rodgers.
I'm just gonna speak on it right now. No hypotheticals for me. I'm just gonna say under. I'm just gonna leave it at that, unless I'm the only person who says it.
I can see them going 9-8 if they have Bridgewater start the whole year. If they play with Locke a little bit, they're gonna be under.
I'm with Connor on this. I think you need to throw in the contingency just because, I mean, if Rodgers is going to go to any team, I think it's going to be the Broncos, right? Like, I don't know what other team in the NFL he's going to go to. So if they have Rodgers, then obviously, yes, over, because that roster's unreal when you had Rodgers. And then, yeah, just without, I'm going under. All right, Chargers over under. Oh, these got flipped. All right, Chargers are the second team in this, and they have over under 9 wins.
Over.
Is this a real line?
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
super real.
this is fucked because they're going over this. Are you shitting me? Do they think Brandon Staley is coaching middle school?
Over easily.
Yeah,
Jay Herbo.
I'm going over too. The biggest thing is the fact that they have Staley and not Anthony Lynn anymore. Huge thing.
Man, perennial
Um,
loser.
I've never. Yeah, we don't have to get into it.
Lynn
All right.
over there coordinating the Hot Lions. Just remembering this. Damn, the Hot Lions
Anthony
train
Lynn
might be
is?
it might be staying at the station another season, Connor. We'll have to see how this goes.
Another year, man.
A team known for losing signs Anthony Lynn as their coordinator.
Oh god.
Oh my.
That's actually, bro. This shit, you can't make it up. I'm sorry, you literally can't.
Man.
No disrespect, but like after last season,
Yeah, they're becoming so unlikable to me. They have Jared Goff. It's Detroit.
yo,
And they
chill
have
on our
Anthony
boy
Lynn.
Sewell though, bro.
Yeah, I kind
No,
of
all right. Their offensive line is going to be really good in a couple years. I can't lie. All right, Raiders over under 7.
Under.
Under.
Over. I think they'll win 8.
I'm going under. It's going to be close though. I think they'll get around there.
I think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than people make him out to be, and I'm not like
100%.
I don't,
That's
and
true.
I love Josh Jacobs too. Dobbs told me wrong. I was hating on him a while ago just because I don't trust Alabama running backs besides Henry, obviously. But
Yeah, wait, whoa, whoa.
You gotta put some
what?
trust in
What?
Harris. Hey, you gotta
I
put some
just
trust in
think
Najee
about it.
Harris now
Think
too.
about
though.
it. Think about it. They run behind the best line in football. Like, come on.
We got to give Mark Ingram. We got to give Mark Ingram
Mark
his
Ingram.
props too, real quick. We definitely got to give Mark Ingram his props.
Oh yeah, he's had such a long career
he really has
of
at this point.
success.
He's been
That was
pretty
kinda
successful.
He has. But at the
No, he's
last
been-
couple of years,
But he wasn't
he's
like
been
a. I
solid.
get what you're saying. He wasn't like a feature back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been good as a back, but like nothing where you're like, wow. Like he had a year or so, but
No, the peak of his career was when he was playing in tangent with Kamara for sure.
he's no Deuce McAllister, but that's okay.
Honestly, yeah, no, Deuce is definitely definitely no Deuce.
Deuce
All
is my favorite back growing up.
All right, we're gonna wrap up this segment because it took a long fucking time. But Hunter, Armchair GM.
Armchair GM. So everyone gets a conference, or everyone gets 2 divisions, one from each conference each week, and they have to make moves. I am first on the list, but I'm not going to go first because that's bad hosting. So I'm going to give Dylan it. I'm going to work our way up the list. Dylan has the NFC West and the AFC West.
All right. So for my NFC West, you gotta protect the quarterback. This is what Russell Wilson was super upset about. They had Dwayne Brown and Brandon Shaw was the right tackle. He played well, but he's still like you're not that guy, right? And Dwayne Brown is 36, so we're going. Am I butchering this? Is it Morgan Moses, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Morgan
That wasn't
Moses.
that hard of a name.
I didn't know if I wrote it down wrong. Sorry, I was tweaking. All right. Yeah, he's only 30 or 28, so it's gonna be a long-term type of deal. They're gonna get Russ the tackle that he needs. All right, AFC West now. The Broncos are going to sign another interior D lineman. They already have some players there, but just to bolster up this defense even more, they can go ahead re-sign Jarrell Casey or bring in a guy like Quan Short. I think once you do that, you get another veteran up there. That defense is just going to be absolutely terrifying.
Okay, next, Connor with the NFC South and the AFC South.
All right. First and foremost, I'm going to start with the NFC South. Picking the Falcons here, since they did just lose Julio. There's a very serviceable third option receiver out there named Kenny Stills, who will come in and be the third option after Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. I think they need the help at receiver because the next guy up is Russell Gage, and he is primarily a slot guy. So they need help on the outside a lot. So I would go sign Kenny Stills. And then the AFC South, there were a lot of moves that I was thinking about doing for a lot of different teams since 3 teams in that division now have a new quarterback. But I decided to go with Jacksonville. And The biggest thing that Jacksonville needs to do before the start of the season is shore up that offensive line. And I know it's not advertised as that bad of an offensive line, but Jawan Taylor, the right tackle, gave up the most pressures in the league last year with 58 in 2020. And their left tackle, Cam Robinson, gave up the 8th most pressures in the league with 40. So the interior is doing their job, but the bookends are definitely not. And there's a guy that's 32. He can still give you 2 serviceable years at left or right tackle, and that's Russell Okung. I think it'd be very, very smart of them to get a tackle because that's a huge need, especially when bringing in a rookie quarterback like Lawrence.
Next, we have Dobbs with the NFC and then AFC East.
All right, so I'll start with the AFC East. I think that a player that would be really good in rotation on this roster, and also just, I mean, he would be great in a Belichick defense. Get Melvin Ingram on a contract. Let's see what he can do. Like, I think the Patriots, like I said, would be a good team. I think adding a player like Melvin Ingram, who's obviously hitting the latter part of his career, but like who can still provide you a good impact. I think that's a really serviceable move. And then for the NFC East, I think that Richard Sherman going to a team like the Eagles would be something that would potentially help him out. It's more though, like he said, he wants to go to a team that's going to win. I don't know if it would be good for them, not necessarily good for him. But even go to the Giants per se, like a situation like that, I feel like would be like somewhere we could find him. So I feel like Richard Sherman might find his way over to the NFC East. He could definitely be serviceable on most rosters in the NFC East. Even like we said, the Cowboys. Like, so I feel like Richard Sherman in the NFC East could be somewhere to keep an eye on for him.
So for my AFC South, just pretty quick, I have the Colts going and signing Kenny Stills, just pair him with T.Y. Hilton, Pittman Jr. Wentz needs everybody he can get because he's not doing it himself. So I think you got to give him as many options. I'm not really trying to throw it to Campbell or like what's the other? It's Zach Campbell and then like no, it's Zach
Pascal.
That Zach Pascal. It's not really a football name. Not throwing it to him. So go sign Kenny Stills. NFC North. Lions signed Malik Hooker to replace Will Harris. He's right off his rookie contract. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. He's a young player. He's had unfortunate injuries, but he can definitely step into a team and make a difference. I think he's worth the risk of the injuries. Harris only had 35 tackles and 1 pass breakup over 16 games last year. And he saw 67% of the snaps the first 2 games and then never saw more than 50%, despite Detroit's horrible secondary last year. So I think get Malik Hooker's a solid signing. And that will wrap it up for Armchair GM. So now we're going to be moving on to the one-on-one segment. Last week, it was Connor versus Dobbs, and they had to pick which rookie receiver would have more of an impact on their offense this upcoming season. It was Dobbs had Chase, and Connor had Bateman. Chase won 72-28, and that was a split decision by me and Dylan, so Dobbs gets the win. And then last week, it asked what rookie head coach will be the best hire for the next decade. I put Brandon Staley, and Dylan had Robert Saleh. Was another split decision, and the fans voted Saleh. They obviously were not looking at the question correctly because he's managing the Jets. So I am 0-1. So this week we have another hilarious one. Just based off the question, we decided to go with the same matchup. So first, which defensive rookie will have the biggest impact on the team this season? Connor and Dobbs. Dylan, you want to get the timer ready?
Yeah, who won first last week? Do you guys remember?
So I feel like Connor should have the floor first, just off. I feel like Connor had the floor first last time, right?
I did have the floor first last time, so you can have it this time if you'd like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll take it first this time.
We'll reverse it. All right, ready?
Yeah, we'll hit the Uno.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so I went with Trayvon Mulrig, and now my reasoning here is moreover that, man, Raiders fans, I mean, here, you back me up here. You guys, your secondary has been atrocious for a long period of time. I don't even know if you guys still know that your defensive backs can tackle someone and or make a play in coverage. So I don't like that. Like literally the Raiders haven't had a D-back in so long that does anything that it's almost like it'll probably be a surprise when you see Trayvon Moore playing. You'll be like, holy shit. The guy who plays coverage in the backfield can come and make a play in the run game. And he also can break up passes too. Like he doesn't have to all that's all to be said. Trevor Morgan's going to come in and make a huge impact on a team that desperately needs it in the backfield on defense. And it's going to be the most noticeable thing for, I feel like, any fan base this year. He's going to be a fan favorite from day one. And I'm definitely riding with that.
Cool. 6 seconds to spare. All right, Connie, ready? 3.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
1.
All right. So I am picking Jalen Phillips, the edge for Miami. And here is why. I think rookie edge defenders have probably the best chance of acclimating to the NFL faster because of that position that they play. They're doing the same thing that they did in college. Yes, they're going up against harder offensive tackles, but I think Jalen Phillips was my defensive ed 1 in this draft. And not only that, is that Miami has a good defense already. Their secondary is great, and that's going to help him get to the quarterback faster or easier.
With plenty of time to spare, Connor.
Okay.
All right, Dobbs, you going rebuttal?
Well, for my rebuttal, I do definitely agree with Connor's point that Jalen Phillips is definitely going to have like an easier transition to the league on the fact that, yeah, like he's definitely coming to a better situation, a way much better defense, all that. Hear me out, though. That's why I think that Trayvon Moe's impact is going to be more noticeable because he's going to come into a defense where he's going to be one of the stars of the defense from year one. He's going to be making plays. He's going to be booming dudes. He's going to be taking interceptions. He's going to be knocking balls out of dudes' hands. Whereas there's going to be a lot of dudes making plays in the Dolphins' defense.
All right, Connor, rebuttal.
If that defense is as the Raiders' defense is as bad as I think it's going to be really hard for him to make plays if his teammates aren't helping him out at all, which is really the only thing. Because I think he's a great player, and I think he probably will make a lot of plays. But like, if his teammates can't help him out, he's going to have a tough time.
That is true.
All righty. Hunter, what are you feeling with this one?
I'm actually going to go with Dobbs because while I do agree that it's going to be hard for him to make plays, I think those plays that he makes are going to be so much more crucial because it's just been so bad. As we're like, I love the Dolphins team defense. I just like as a whole, I love the Dolphins team. And like that defense is already pretty good. And like, yes, he will make a big impact on that line. But I feel like the Raiders would suffer more not having that piece than the Dolphins would suffer.
I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. But
Oh my God.
I'm going with Connor on this one. I just want to say this first though, Dobbs. I agree with you. And like kind of like Connor said in his argument too, like a rebuttal. Trayvon Marburg is going to be a baller. Honestly, he gives me like kind of Eddie Jackson vibes where he's just really good at ball hawking and like going up and getting the ball. I took Oklahoma State against TCU in this one game last year. He intercepted this pass one hand in the back of the end zone. I'm sure you guys have all seen the highlight, right? And I was so
definitely.
mad. I was so mad. But
Eddie Jackson vibes is a good one. I like that.
No, he really does remind me of Eddie Jackson, actually. But I'm going to go Jalen Phillips just because he's with Flores, one defensive-minded guy. He's a Belichick guy, too. And Belichick said before the draft process, he said that this is the best edge defender workout I've ever seen in person before. And that just kind of blew me away. So I think Jalen Phillips is going to be a stud this year. The fact that he's playing with Flores, a guy that is Belichick's guy, too, I think that I wouldn't even be surprised if they have some phone calls like, yo, what do I do to make this guy a stud? So I'm going Jalen Phillips.
I just have to throw this in there too. Now that the argument's over, people seriously are sleeping on the impact that Jalen Phillips is going to have. Like that, like they're like people like I'm glad Connor chose him because like nobody really talked about it this offseason. Like people, were like, there's not really a D1 in this draft. If you're willing to disregard like the whole concussion thing, which he's definitely a D1. Like it's not like he's definitely he brings like 4 or 5 moves to the table consistently. He actually packages moves to beat like tackles. It's not just like most of these dudes coming out of college where it's raw. So I do agree that like people are sleeping on that impact for sure. I'm glad Connor chose him.
I think we had the 2 best possible options that we talked about.
I like that too because like even like trade around Morig, he's gonna be a baller, right? But like, I don't think he's probably gonna. He hasn't been talked about like that much, right? Same with Jalen Phillips. So I'm glad you guys chose those two guys.
So
Yeah, definitely always trying to come with something unique.
going on to the next question,
Why are you cheesing?
Dylan's gonna go first. Who wants to get the timer ready?
All right, I want to say something first too. This is like kind of a weird one because I feel like it's not as much of a debate. It's just like who we think really. You know what? I don't know.
No, it's
kinda,
still a debate. That's who we think is literally debating.
okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so debate. Let's
Oh,
go.
no. Oh,
So
no.
who's gonna do the timer? The second question is, which free agent are you most surprised hasn't been signed yet? Go ahead, Dylan.
All right. My pick is Quan Alexander. Shout out the Saints. Shout out Dobbs. Right.
Hey,
I feel like a lot of people are kind of forgot about him. He got traded to the Saints last year, the Achilles injury, all that good stuff. But he is still 27 years old. Like he has a lot of football left in him if he's able to stay healthy. And I think any team that needs either linebacker depth or just a starter right now, you're not going to find, at least in the free agent list or in the entire NFL, you're not going to find someone that's as athletic as Quan Alexander is. Like he's top notch. He's right up there with the best of them. He can make an impact on any team that he's on. If you need a linebacker, you need to go out and get this man right now. And you could probably leverage him and get it for the low just because of his injury history. So I definitely think that's a plus side to him too. So Quan Alexander, baby.
5 seconds to spare.
Okay, you ready, Connor?
I'm ready.
While I do like Quan Alexander, I'm not surprised that he hasn't been. Not that I'm not surprised, but it's not like, whoa. You have Richard Sherman out there. He's 33. Okay. He's a zone corner. Don't care. Do not care. The veteran leadership and his knowledge on the field is a must sign for a team with like a young, talented quarterback room and a chance at contending. He is a 5-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time All Pro. He's won the Super Bowl, and he was on the Hall of Fame All 2010s team. This guy is a locker room guy. He wants to compete. Bring him to a team that has a young cornerback room, and he will do wonders for your room. He's not an all about me type of guy. He's about the team. So my thing is, I'm so surprised that nobody has really tried to sign him. And maybe they have, and it's not the team he's looking for. But I'm just very surprised he's still on the market.
Oh, as time expired.
I did that
at
last
the
time
buzzer.
too.
that was a buzzer beating
Woo.
argument.
Damn.
Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
All right. I agree with you. I think Richard Sherman is a good sign and he needs to be signed soon. I don't know. You look at his PFF grade, it was like a 67% in coverage. Like he's not what he used to be. He might give you some leadership and all that stuff on the defensive side. I just think he needs to go to like a team that really is a good fit. Whereas I think Quan Alexander, I'm surprised he hasn't been signed yet just because I think he could play anywhere. He's just a baller.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny you made the point that he's only 26, 27 years old because he's actually been on more teams than Richard Sherman's been on. So obviously the teams that want him don't want to keep him. That's just my opinion on it because my thing is if a team finds you valuable, they're going to keep you around for a long time. And if I remember right, Richard Sherman has been around for 10 years and he's only been on 2 teams, whereas Quan Alexander's been around for 7 years and already 3 teams.
All right. Wow. That was you know what, Hunter, you made your case, man, and you came up with the facts too. Look at the reporter, and I do think that the cornerback position is more valuable. So I'm going to go with Hunter on this one.
Yeah, I got to go with Hunter on this one, just on the fact alone that like Richard Sherman's injury history isn't like a turn off as opposed to like because no, Dylan, I have to agree with this though. I'm glad you said Quan Alexander because on a serious note, not a lot of people talked about him. Still, definitely, if he can get healthy, a player you'd want to have on your team. I'll tell you, as a Saints fan, like when he's healthy, he's one of our most impactful players. For the short stint he had with us, I think the biggest problem though is it's just like the 4-3 market isn't huge for teams that need an outside linebacker right now, or like you know like an outside backer to 4-3, and it's like so. And his injury history is so so spotty where it's like, I don't know if I want to give this guy a few million, because I know also I'm sure he's not taking like, if I understand correctly, he's not going to take like a huge pay cut again. So like I think he's that type of guy where it's that's like kind of what makes it tough with him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I have the first sweep, and I destroyed you.
Oh my
I have
God.
the sweep.
Oh my
A
God.
sweep.
Dude, there's on the free agent list, there's like no one else that's like, I guess I could have gone with like Todd Gurley. Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said Mitchell Schwartz.
You could have
That
made
is
your whole
surprising,
argument
too.
on Todd Gurley purely off his name, and you probably would have won.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's
I'm
true.
glad he's glad he didn't pick Todd Gurley. But
It
oh,
doesn't
you're saying
matter
who he-
with other people picking it?
It really doesn't matter
Yeah.
because I won a sweep, so he can't win
Oh my
regardless
God.
now.
All right. Well, I'll be back next week then. But
He's coming in hot.
I'm not surprised that Todd Gurley has not been signed yet.
Yeah, honestly, I would not pay Todd Gurley. Like I like, to be honest.
Okay, so moving on to our crazy stat of the week. Who holds the league record for most pass attempts in a season? And only Connor knows the answer.
Okay. I know the answer because I was trying to edit the spread thing. And
Oh,
Connor,
and
I didn't
put it
know
in
that
white?
you actually put it in. So
I put my
like,
answers in white.
yeah, so when I hovered over all of it, I saw it light up and I was like, ah. But actually,
Oh,
so I won't participate, it'll just be YouTube. But I want to say this first. I actually think I would have guessed that.
I mean, this is a pretty. This like I feel like this is a pretty.
Can I ask a legitimately good hint and big shout out to him? Is he one of Ice's just like low key favorites that he would every once in a while give a shout out to?
No.
I think it might be Peyton Manning.
This happened in 2012. I'll give you another hint.
It's not Matt Schaub.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah, just give it to me.
Matthew Stafford with
See, I actually think-
727 attempts.
I think I
My
was actually gonna guess
God.
that. I think I would have.
That actually happened?
Yeah, would you? No, you wouldn't. That's
Dude,
such
he
a
threw
lie.
so
30
much.
36
Dude.
more than the second most.
Bro, the Rams need to do him right. Like after all he's endured in Detroit, the Rams need to do him right.
Next time, Dylan, I won't put it in white.
I was just like, I was like, I saw it. I should have just
So-
played it off and guessed it.
you would have gotten it. Yeah, that'd been funny.
So to finish up our show, we just have a quick mailbag segment. Thank you guys for everyone that submitted. I will not be reading one of the questions, but I'll read them to you guys.
No,
So
you should read them all.
no, I'm not reading that one. The first one is from Streaman. He said, "Who's the number one running back to draft this upcoming fantasy season?"
I'll go first. CMC easily.
I'm gonna say Saquon.
I think he's gonna have a good year this year.
I'm gonna change the question a little bit just because the two I already would have said we got taken. If you're gonna take a player on the best value in fantasy, people are definitely sleeping on Antonio Gibson. And I think you're going to get literally absurd value if you draft Antonio Gibson before he gets taken. Just don't
Anywhere
wait
in the
too
second
long.
round. Anywhere
Let's
in
say
the
like second round. You
take
can get him
Antonio
second
Gibson.
round. Like literally, if you want to wait to the second, if you're running back, that's the move.
I also wanted to say this before you speak, Hunter, because I think it'll help you out. I think we need to make the difference between
PPR and standard.
PPR and standard. So if it's
Oh.
standard, then
Oh.
yeah, go ahead, Hunter. Speak. your-
Fuck it. I'm in PPR leagues and I still take Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. It doesn't matter. All right. The next question we have comes from Alex Wang. He said, "What is Dylan's favorite gluten-based food?"
I will say this. Obviously, I haven't eaten gluten in a long time, willingly or like on purpose. So, but before I got diagnosed when I was 10. So before then, dude, I love donuts. I love
It's a
donuts
good
so
answer.
much.
Good
Every year
answer.
on my birthday, instead of getting a cake, my parents would just get me donuts and put candles in the donuts.
Ew.
That's fucking lit. I wish that's what I had.
That's horrible.
That's also probably why I was chubby, though. So
Krispy
It's
Kreme.
probably a
or-
little,
It's like
it's probably a
cake's any
little
better.
cheaper. They only
Yeah.
went to Dunkin' and they got all the old-fashioned and just put a ton of
ew,
candles
no,
in them.
bro.
Boston cream.
That would be smaller.
No.
Boston
shit.
creams are fire.
I like Boston creams.
Next question from Nick Longo. He says, "What's your Super Bowl 56 prediction? Do one of the LA teams make it?"
I'm just gonna go off the bat. I honestly, truly believe it's gonna be a Bucks Chiefs rematch. So
Do you think Bucks Chiefs?
yeah, I think it's just gonna be a rematch.
I'm gonna go Browns and Rams. Browns, Rams.
So one of the NFC teams does make it.
I was gonna say, the Rams got what they needed to go to the promised land. Like it's on them now. Like I think the Rams are gonna be the team out of the NFC, and then I think out of the AFC it's gonna be the Chiefs.
I think it's going to be the Bucks and the Bills.
I knew it was coming.
I don't think the Chiefs beat them 2 years in a row.
You
in
have
the
no
AFC
idea how
Championship.
hard I'd be rooting for the Bills if that scenario were to ever.
I need to
occur.
change. I need to change mine. It's Browns, Bears. Actually, yeah.
Yes,
That's what I thought it was going to be in 2019.
Wiling.
Oh, I forgot. Justin Fields is going to play this year.
Wiling.
So the last question we have comes from Maddie Zuz. That's probably not his real name. Just Maddie. So he says, how many games will the Bears win, and who will win the NFC North?
I think 11 games is probably pretty accurate.
I'm going 10. 10-7.
7 games, and the Vikings pull out the division in a really weird way, or the Packers, I guess. Like that's definitely what I'd say on that.
No Rodgers, Bears win, and they do a 10 or 11 with Rodgers. The Packers win, but they win. The Bears still win 9 or 10.
Yeah, my prediction is just that every Packers prediction, I just want to preface, is just including that Rodgers is not there at this point.
Yeah.
Well, that was all our mailbag segment, so I appreciate you guys submitting. Hopefully we can get a little bit more next week. We're going to be doing this weekly, and you get shout outs, so we appreciate you guys supporting the show. That will wrap up this episode of the RPO Show. I'm glad you guys stayed and listened. Let us know what else you want to see. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Like I said, it's going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. It's going to be clipped on our Instagram, everything like that. So we appreciate all your support, and we're going to be back next week. You guys have any closing comments?
I'm good.
Yeah, Dante Hightower is still the most underrated linebacker in NFL history, and yeah, just don't forget about it.
What did we do before? What would
do you
Ice
mean?
do?
We'd say fuck Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah.
That was such a cold take.
Yeah,
Shouts to you, Justin. Shouts to you, proving us. It wasn't just.
You know
us.
what?
I mean, this
We'll do-
motherfucker
you know
proved
what
half
we'll
the
do?
country wrong.
We can just say fuck Andy Dalton.
Damn.
There we go.
What
Fuck Andy
about-
Dalton.
Fuck Anthony Lynn.
I like the Anthony Lynn one's pretty fucking funny.
Fuck Jared
Could pull
Goff.
up the anti-list.
Oh yeah, pull that up.
Fuck Jared Goff just cause.
Well,
Nah,
yeah,
fuck,
of course.
fuck Andy Dalton for real. He sucks.
It's gonna take me a minute.
In like
All right,
6
yeah,
weeks,
we'll
when
wrap it up.
like
Well,
6
yeah,
weeks,
this-
when
I got
Justin
it
Fields
now.
is showing love to Andy Dalton, Hunter are going to be conflicted.
No, I don't
Fuck.
care. Even when Carson Wentz was balling out, I still hated him. I don't
Fuck
care.
off
True.
the field,
That is
Tyreek
true.
Hill.
Yeah, we don't like off the field Tyreek Hill. That's a bad guy.
Oh,
Although he posts like a lot of videos with his kid and wife now. So like
mm.
our girlfriend.
he
Fuck
hired
Juju?
he hired a PR
Fuck
guy.
Juju.
Oh, dude, we should
Fuck
say fuck
Juju.
whoever won the anti-list member every year. So it's fuck Juju this year.
Fuck
And then whoever wins the
Damn.
anti-member
Juju.
next
Yeah,
year will be the fuck.
Juju.
I like
Fuck Chase
that.
Claypool too.
Yeah.
Dang, we're out here just racking up the list of like
I hate the
antis today.
Steelers. I hate the Steelers
I-
and their players.
I have this weird.
So Hunter's made enemies today with Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and what was it, the third city?
the whole state of Ohio.
Oh no, yeah, Cincinnati and Cleveland.
All right. Well, yeah, we can do Juju and then. All right, this will actually be the wrap up. I say we all get our own individual fuck you.
Okay,
Hunter's-
go ahead.
Hunter's-
Everyone gets to say fuck you to one player. Mine is Andy Dalton, and not because he did anything wrong, just because he's in the way.
Who wants to go next? I'm trying to think of mine.
I'm trying to think of
go
mine too,
first.
because I have 2 easy ones that I always hate on, but that's no fun.
Oh damn, I got a good one coming up. All right, check this. Hey, fuck you to all you
anti-Zach Wilson truthers, we will. The day will come. As Papa John said, he said the day of reckoning will come soon.
I'm waiting. I'm salivating for Zach Wilson just to start throwing touchdowns left and right.
All
Just
right,
know that.
I got mine.
In
And
the
it's not
CFL,
because
maybe.
it's not because I don't like him. I think he's gonna be I don't want to say great. I think he's gonna be a cool player in the NFL. But fuck Trayvon Moehrig for making me lose that bet.
Damn, that was a good one.
And you got swept in the first history of the RPO show. That
Okay.
sucks.
Oh
Okay.
no. L of the day.
I'm voting against Hunter in any debate segment he has now, no matter what.
Debate bias
Carson
is
Wentz.
kicking in already.
Connor, you have one?
Fuck Carson Wentz.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right.
Carson Wentz is just like, yo, what? How does?
All right. Well, that has been our show, guys. Appreciate you listening. And peace.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready for this?